Hi everybody, it's Thomas here from thomasfitzgeraldphotography.com. In this following video, I am going to take a look at editing some street photography that I shot using Lightroom. So this video was originally recorded as part of my Patreon channel. Basically, I recorded the raw feed of me editing the photos from start to finish. So I started with taking the images into Lightroom, going through the process of culling and picking out my pics, and then going through the editing process, so processing the images. So what I've done is, that original video was quite long, was like over an hour and a half, and it was originally for Patreon members. So what I've decided to do is to do a cut down of that, and I'm breaking it into two parts. So the first half is basically me looking through the shots straight off the card. I hadn't seen them before. It was my first time looking at them and coming back from the shoot. So what I've done is I show you my process of culling and editing the photos, and then the second part, which I will post later, will contain basically going through the develop module and how I process the images. Okay, so let's get right to it. I actually got up early this morning and I went into the city and I shot some street photography around the place, and this is actually the first time I'm getting to look at the images. So I have brought them back, I've put the card in my card reader, and I'm here in Lightroom and I haven't even looked at them yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by importing them, and I'm going to go through the whole process from start to finish, and we'll see how we get on. So what I will be doing is basically I'll be sorting, picking my favorites, and then I will go through and tweak them in the develop module. So first thing I want to do is import the images. So I'm here in Lightroom with the import dialog box open, and I just want to set a few things. So if we go over here to the develop settings, I have a preset that I'm going to use, and if I go up here to Fuji color profiles, if you have any of my guides, these come with the guide. I have a free version somewhere as well on my blog, and if you Google it you'll find it, or if you search on my blog you'll find it. So I shot all these Provia. I'm going to use Provia for this. I just have raw files here because recently I've been using separate cards in my X-Pro2. I have raw on one and JPEG on the other, and that's a whole other story. I won't get into that now. And I just want to set my location, so where I have that is fine. I'm going to add this to a collection, and I'm going to create a new collection and call this Dublin Street August. Okay. And one more thing, I'm just going to add a few keywords. Street Dublin Autumn. That's fine. When you're adding keywords at the import stage, you kind of want generic ones, so you don't want things that are going to be specific to an image. You just want stuff that's going to work overall. So once I have all my settings set, I'm just going to hit import, and that will start importing, and I'm already on current import, which is what I want. So this is just going to take a little while, and I will pause the video here and come back once it's finished importing. Okay, so it's finished importing, and it's still generating one-to-one previews, but I'm not going to wait because we'll be here all day. So let me just kind of scan through these first, and I actually got quite a few images this morning. I'm quite surprised, and they all seem to have turned out reasonably well, all things considered. It was actually a lovely morning this morning, and the autumn sunshine is kind of coming in now, so you've got the lower sun in the sky and longer shadows and kind of warmer light, and it works quite well for even for street photography, because you get a lot of kind of like pools of light. So for example, let me just scroll back up here. So I mean, even on something like this, which is fairly an innocuous shot, you've got the nice long shadows, and we've got these like patches of light, which is I was kind of trying to play with a bit as well. So for example, I was kind of hoping to catch somebody at the right point just as they walked through this patch of light here. This one's not too bad. As you can see, this person is almost in the right spot. It would be better without this other person walking in the background, but we might be able to make some use of that. Some of these, I was waiting for people to land in the right spot, but it never really happened. This is cool. I like this shot. I like this background. I think that's a pub. I'm not sure what it is. You find a lot of odd things in side streets in Dublin. I think the first one of these is probably the best. Okay, and again, we have a patch of light here, and I was waiting for somebody to kind of walk in the right spot, and that's pretty good because you've got this nice composition going on between the cars and the background. And again, I shot a few more of these, but I think the first one was the best. That's not bad. It's not great. We'll mark that anyway, and we can go back to it. I kind of like that, but the composition is not brilliant. She's kind of conflicting with the ice cream cone behind it. If she'd been forward just a little bit, that probably would have worked better. Again, I like that because this guy's been framed by the door. And yeah, this shot's great too. Again, we have this woman here being framed by the door, and not only that, she is in a nice strong stride position as well. So, out of focus. It seemed to have been Guinness delivery day on them today, so there was kegs everywhere. I like this shot as well. The sky's a bit blown out there, but we might be able to fix that. We'll have a look later. Again, it's a good shot. I took a few of these trying to get it right. That's not bad. I love stuff like this as well. It's because I spent a lot of time working as a designer, so I like when I see kind of cool designs and funky things. So just gonna mark that. Yeah, I like that as well. I like the light going on here. I know it's not that interesting, but I like it. Sometimes I like just seeing the light as a subject itself. It's not a great shot. It's too high. I would have needed to have been lower down so I could capture their faces. That didn't focus. Again, I like these elements. Sometimes I like objects as well. I won't use these for anything. I have a library of them. Again, I use sometimes for design work as references. Again, this is a good image because again we've got this lovely pattern of light. We've got just the light falling here between the two canopies, which works quite nicely. Again, we have a few different poses here. I was kind of just shooting away. Okay, and this is a great shot. I like this because we've got the red background. The guy's wearing the red tracksuit, so it works really well. It's slightly underexposed, so we'll just bring this up quickly. That's better. I'll tweak these out properly later. Again, I was just doing some shooting while walking. This is a great shot. I like this as well. Again, we need to tweak the exposure and stuff on this to get it a bit better, but you got the guy walking between the bicycles and you have a nice composition there. There's another shot. Keep that. Again, I love these little funky things you see about the place, and I like this shot as well. I'm not sure which of the two of these I prefer. I think that one's probably better. Yeah, we'll go with that. Sometimes I like it to compositionally when you have something that's to one side and it's offset by the other side, so you've got like clean on one side and busy on the other, and this kind of counterbalances one with the other in terms of the weight of the composition, if that makes any sense. And there's a closer shot. We'll keep that as well. Okay, and then this, kind of like this. Keep that as well. I think I can make something from this, so I'm going to mark this. It's a bit underexposed, but I think we can bring that up and actually make something cool here. And yeah, that didn't quite work. Sometimes when you're in the middle of a crowd like this, if you get everybody just in the right position, it works quite well, but in this case it didn't. Sometimes you see things in the camera and when you get it back it's not great at all. Might be able to make something from this. I shot some of these bracketed to do possible HDR with, so I shall mark these. I'm just going to use a label on these, so we'll go back to that. And again, some of these shots are, we're back to where I was earlier, so again, we've already marked that, I think. I'm just going to go through these quickly, get back to where we were. The river was really calm this morning, so it's like almost like a mirror. I like that as well. I like that. I think we've got some of these already. I'm not sure which of these is better. The guy's elbow is kind of annoying. Actually, that's a better shot. And put these. Actually, I like the lower down one as well. I shot some of these bracketed too, so again, I look at doing a HDR version of some of these. We have nice colours and stuff going on here, so This was a cool kind of funky wall going on. It was at the back of a building. I kind of like the one with the path on it. Okay, so we'll mark that. Just need a little bit of cropping, so we'll fix later. And again, here's the closer up one again. That's nice. And again, funny things you see on the sides of walls. Again, this is kind of cool graffiti. Okay, that's a cool shot. It's obviously underexposed, but I can bring it up. Okay, like that as well. I'm going with the slightly underexposed one because I want to keep the highlights as clean as possible. It probably doesn't really matter. Again, some more funky graffiti and stuff. That's kind of cool as well. Yeah, that was it. I kind of like this because you got the juxtaposition of the street art up here and then the woman down here. It's a bit crooked, so we'll need to fix that. That's another one of these. Sometimes I like when you've got the three people beside each other like this. Actually kind of works well. Again, I'm kind of looking for patterns of light and textures and things like that, or just good composition. Like, that's not bad. People doing funny things is also sometimes cool. Like, that's a good shot. It's not a bad shot. It's a bit overexposed, but we can fix that. Okay, again, I was looking for trying to see if you could get someone in the right position here, but we also have the nice clean building on its own. Okay, that's an interesting shot. That's pretty good. That's not great because they've got their backs to us. I think that might work because we've got people coming and going, and we've nice shadows on that as well. And that's pretty cool. Okay, I need to rotate this. For those unfamiliar with Dublin, this is a famous monument. It was built to celebrate the millennium. It's called the Spire. Also the butt of many jokes. That's not a bad shot too. That's kind of cool. Some of these will look better once I've tweaked them in the develop module to give them a bit of a look and to bring up some things and bring down some other things. So that shot, for example. And again, let's keep looking through some of these. Shot looking up the spire. Compositions. I have a few of these, so again, I was waiting for people to try and get into the right positions. It's not too bad. It's a little soft. Actually, that's a good shot. We like that one. That's kind of what I was looking for. And again, we're kind of hoping for... That's not a bad shot. Some guys are recording something here. I'm not sure what was going on. Okay, like that. That's kind of cool. That's pretty cool. That's cool. I like that. I don't know what was going on there. We had a nice pattern on the ground here, and I was trying to get someone in the right spot. It's not great. That's not bad though. Mark that, and that's even better. This is cool as well. We've got this really red background here. So again, we've got this where we have shadow and light, and that kind of thing works quite well. I'll need to tweak it a bit, but we have this, we've got people in shade, and then there's just one person in the light, so it's a nice composition. And again, I shot some more of these, kind of looking for people to get into the right spot. That's not a bad shot, but this person is in the way, but we might be able to remove that, so we'll mark that anyway. And then we have our clean plate that we can use to get rid of her. Nice clean shot as well. And then we have another shot, person in a reasonably good spot. Okay, and this cool little place is called the Tram Cafe, which is an old tram that's been converted into a cafe. That's not great. Unmark that. Kind of trying to find some different angles and stuff here, so, and then to pick out the details. There's nothing great there, but we'll go back to that. I found that kind of interesting. Okay, in this shot, this is one of those things where you line yourself up and you wait for something to happen. So I was kind of hoping to get somebody in the right spot In particular, I wanted to get someone kind of crossing in between the two of these, and so I waited, and lots of people coming and going, and then finally I got someone in the exact position I wanted, so mark that. It's not too bad. I kind of like that. That's not a bad shot too. It needs to be straightened. That would have been better without the bus in the background, but someone's hand ruined that shot. That was a bit shaky because I had it too low. This is kind of funny. That's a better shot. That's a cool shot. I like that. That's not bad. We can probably fix that. Again, that's a bit too blurry. That would have been a good shot otherwise. Not bad. That's pretty cool. Again, we've got this. I'm back to where I was earlier, so we still have the light is nice here. So I think with a bit of tweaking, that might actually look quite good. And I still couldn't get anyone in the right spot on that. That's not a bad shot. That's slightly out of focus. That's not a bad shot either. If I'd have been shooting on a prime lens, I was actually using the zoom for this, so if I was on a 1.2 or something, that background would have been more out of focus and that would have looked a lot better. But it's not too bad. And that's not bad. I'm going to mark both of those. And that's not bad. That's kind of cool as well. That's not bad. It's not great, but we'll mark it anyway. I was kind of hoping this guy would turn around at the last minute, but he didn't. Okay, and again, more kegs. Like I said, Guinness delivery day. This is kind of nice because you got the triangle thing going on with the tables. Like that. That's pretty cool as well. I have a few of these. I was trying to get the... Actually, that's pretty good. I was trying to get it just right. Actually, I think the previous one was good because it got... This one here with the guy in just the right position is probably the best. Okay, so I've gone through them all now and I've marked my selects, so I'm going to go up here to attributes, attributes, and hit 5 stars. So this will now give me all my selects, and we've actually selected quite a few. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a collection for these. Actually, I'm going to start by making a collection set. And we will call this Summer Street, August 2017. Okay, so that'll be our project of sorts. Okay, now we'll make a collection. And we don't want virtual copies. And we want that inside the collection set, and we want this. And we will call this Okay, so that was the first part, and in the second part I will look at processing the images in the develop module. Okay, thank you, and stay tuned for the next part. Will be coming soon.